Welcome to my unboxing of my new Acer K. Okay, that'll be in the bloopers. Hey guys, welcome to my unboxing video of the Acer K273 BI. It is a find from Costco. It is a huge upgrade for me. It might be a minor upgrade for others, but let's get to unboxing. Something another YouTuber actually mentioned, and I thought it was just happenstance for him, like maybe the place that he purchased from did that, but something he mentioned was that the Acer box for his monitor was not delivered in another box, it was just the box itself. Now, I totally understand that we are trying to be more conscious of our packaging, etc., and the impact we have on the environment, but one thing that I would like to note is that if whatever's inside is broken, then we're actually creating more environmental waste, because then we have to throw that away, and there's probably more components in there that is probably worse for the environment. So my strong preference packaging wise, I don't know if this was a Costco choice or if this was a UPS choice, is to have another box outside of this. Amazon has started doing it too, so I think it must be sort of a trend. I will give you a little peek into what I've been working with before. I'm rocking a really old school Dell monitor. I think it's like 11 inches. I'll have to measure it. So my new monitor will be a huge upgrade. I cleared some space for it. It was a hot mess before that. Kind of working off a 15-inch MacBook Pro for like the last 10 years, which really has been working with me. I was bicoastal for a minute, so it just made more sense. However, I took a copywriting job and I do some video editing for all my self-tapes, and I am doing some Photoshop editing for my latest headshots. It's just become more of a necessity to have a newer monitor. And one of the things that really appealed, I just wanted something a little bit bigger. I didn't anticipate getting a 27-inch monitor. Something a little bit clearer, something that actually takes care of the eyes. I wanted something with blue light technology, so that way if I spend a lot of time looking at a screen, my eyes are not going to die. And it felt kind of like that was happening, because I just stopped photo editing and I couldn't like see straight or focus my eyes, and it just was not a good vibe. So this is the reason for this upgrade. It also is flicker-free technology. If you're going to be spending a lot of time in front of the monitor, you don't want something to be like literally flickering, even though it might be not obvious to the naked eye, that those neurotransmitters are working overtime to deal with that. So this is flicker-free blue light technology, filtering technology. It is also an IPS, which is different from just a regular LCD monitor. It also has a refresh rate of 75, which is no doubt higher than whatever I was running. I know without a doubt it is much higher than whatever I was running. It is also 1080p. Let's get to opening this. Yeah, so you can see like the corners were a little bit frayed. I mean, like I don't know why this was open here. Why is this open here? This is not your box, whoever did that. And sealed right here, so it should have been sealed over there. But moving on, we're gonna unbox this puppy. So here we have manual, undoubtedly some warranty information. And you guys can, do you need to see me? Maybe not. Okay. This is the base of the stand. We've got, I believe this is where the monitor gets dropped into. This is also, I believe you pronounce it VESA compatible, which means you can mount it horizontally, vertically, and I do like that it comes with an HDMI cable. The downer is that it's not 2.0, it's 1.4, but it's better, again, from what I'm coming from, which is a VGA connection through a dock. So, thank you, Apple, for making all our lives more difficult by not having just normal connections. Oh, and also the power cord, obviously. Okay, so this is the bottom. This is the top. So we're just gonna get this bad boy open here. Alright, the styrofoam is just coming with me. And I'm gonna stand this up. We're gonna do a little unveiling here. Alright, and there's the base. Alright. Ooh. Actually, the bezels are so thin, it's supposed to kind of be seamless. The only real part of the bezel you can see is the label right here. So let's see how easy it is to get this set up. I'm gonna put my leg back here so that it doesn't get knocked over. There we go. And I like it that they have this plastic over it so that way it doesn't get scuffed. Hopefully that is supposed to be removed. I hope so. Otherwise it's like going to some crazy aunt's house that has everything covered in plastic, which obviously will keep things pristine, but it's kind of tacky and lame. It's got a nice metallic shine to it, which is a nice contrast from the very matte finish of the screen. Reasons that I actually went ahead and purchased it from Costco versus getting something with maybe a little bit better specs elsewhere is that Costco does have a 90-day return policy. So if, for instance, I am enjoying my monitor and something happens where, you know, you get the pixels of death, the dead pixels on the screen, or it's just not up to snuff, like, you know, it takes a while for you to acclimate to a change, especially if you're going from, I don't know, like 14 inches to 27 inches. So if for some reason like the bigger screen hurts my eyes, or the 1080 is just not good enough for a screen of this size, I have that 90 days to sort of test it out, really get a feel for it, and then make a decision. And I can get a full refund if it's just not up to snuff. Now, I'm not a huge returner. I try to do as much research before I purchase something, so that way I'm not constantly returning things and having buyer's remorse. But with something as expensive as technology, I love the option of having a really good return policy. So that was easy. You just literally take these two pieces. I mean, it's pretty hard. There's no other slot for it to go. You set it in there, and then down here, you can just use this. It flips out so you have something to actually turn. And you just screw that so you can tighten that up. So that's really nice. You don't need any tools to actually get this set up. It's really one and done. Down so you guys could see. My guess is, let's check it out. Oh, and let me show you the back, because I know you guys, people care about display, all the ports and stuff. So I don't know if you guys could see it. Yep, that's where the power cable goes. We have the HDMI and we have a VGA. We have physical buttons, because when everything's electronic, if there's like a electric malfunction, then it's really hard to troubleshoot and get it working again. But when it's manual, there's usually some overrides. So this is a power button, and then we're gonna have to figure out, and there's like a little joystick so that you could probably deal with the settings. One thing nice about that is that I heard another guy reviewing his monitor complain that the menu options were at the front, and so they were really distracting, and the blue light was irritating. Obviously, it was an easy fix, but nonetheless, it was something that he pointed out, which was interesting, which I apparently don't have to deal with. Oh, is that correct? Did that happen? No, that is not correct. Because that doesn't. Oh, there we go. You just drop it in. You heard that nice click? I like things like that. You had the tactile feeling, and then you also had the sound. So that way you know that you're good to go. You don't want your 27-inch screen wobbling and potentially falling over. It doesn't have a swivel. It's not super adjustable, but it does have a tilt. So you can tilt it down, and then I believe you can tilt it up. There you go. So that's that portion. I think I already got fingerprints over there. I'm gonna clean up my desk and set it up on there. Look how it just gets dwarfed by the new monitor. That's ridiculous. Look how small that is. It's like literally hidden behind there. Whee! Yeah. And I've got emails that I need to check. I've been obsessively, compulsively waiting for this bad boy. The interesting thing is it seems to be reading these, the two other displays, as one. As you can tell, it's duplicate. So when I do unplug the Dell, it is reading the Acer as the main. It's a nah for me, dog. So you can see how it's pretty comparable between the MacBook Pro and the Acer in terms of watching video. The quality is awesome. But look at that pixelation. And you can see the color differential, and it's hard to kind of get past that. And it's a huge screen. It's not that far away from me because I'm kind of at the desk, and the pixelation does bother me. There was a whole slew of issue, and it's a Mac issue. I tried for weeks to get it to work, but unfortunately it turns out Apple handicaps its users by making sure that every external monitor that isn't an Apple display registers as a television and not as a monitor. That's why if you go to display settings and you go under resolution, you'll see 1080i, 1080p. Those are kind of settings that are meant for actual televisions. So what that basically means is that when you for most external monitors, some people are very lucky, they can just plug and play and don't understand what this video is about. But for a lot of people, if you go to the forums, you'll see thousands of people complain about the same issue. Essentially, what Apple does is, because it reads that external monitor as a television, it's blurry. The colors are washed out, and you can't get the full resolution that you're supposed to get. And we're talking about people with like the BenQs, the huge, expensive, top-of-the-line monitors that can't get clear picture. Now, there are two issues for me. I think the 1080 resolution just was not enough for the screen of that size. The pixelation was too much. I think if I was just watching movies, moving pictures were fine. So I think if you're gaming, it might actually suffice. But if you are using it for daily use and even for photo editing, it's just too pixelated and the colors are a wash, and the resolution is just not good enough. I was getting headaches and I had a hard time focusing because like my eyes were just kind of, it was seeing the pixelation as opposed to the image or the words. So long story short, no. Acer 27 inches, sorry dudes, I would not get that. No. I will put a video out later showing you all the things I did to troubleshoot that monitor, the Acer monitor. In case you do have a Mac product and you're trying to do a secondary display with something that's not an Apple product. I hope this video has been very helpful to you. I hope it saves you a trip or a click from Costco. I'm sure if you are just gaming and using it for like visual use, like put it far away and watch, some shows and things of that nature, not a problem. But in terms of day-to-day use, I would not recommend. And perhaps I would not recommend it, especially if you are an Apple user, because it will not work with your setup, most likely.